Okay, so we are all joined. We have gone all the way around the blanket, and I just want to show you quickly how to finish off that last corner, because remember when we started, we only started with half a corner. So I've worked my my 3 double into that last space over there, and then what we are going to do, we are just going to do 3 double into that corner space, because we're now finishing this first corner, remember. So that is 2, just going to pop our 3 double in there, and then you need to work your chain 2 so we can finish that corner nicely, and you'll be slip stitching into that stitch. Now you can join a new color. I'm just going to carry on in the same color because I want to show you what to do to finish off the edges of your blanket nicely. So let me just pop in. So you can see I've just slip stitched along into that first space because we can't start in our corner. We'd already had half a corner there. So what I wanted to show you is, you'll see when you join your squares, they have these like little wobbly edges. You don't want your blanket to have a wobbly edge. So the best way to eliminate this is to work 2 rounds of just plain granny around the edge of your, well, my square, it would be your blanket. This will neaten up these little wobbles where your squares join and meet. And then a mistake that I see a lot of people making is they think, okay, great, I'm going to pop my border on. They'll maybe work a round of granny square or whatever. But the mistake they make is, you've got these 2 gaps over here, which we would normally work into. You work into your gaps in a granny square. So you have these 2 corner gaps, and what a lot of people do is they work into both of those corner spaces. And what you actually are doing is you're adding 3 stitches into each one of those corners. So what ends up happening is, you finish working this round, you pop your blanket, your border onto your blanket, and you end up with this really wavy blanket, and people can't understand why, and it's because you've increased 3 stitches into each of those corner joins. So I'm just going to quickly show you how to eliminate that. You know, adding those stitches in, and it's really easy. You're just going to double crochet. You're just going to do a little decrease stitch across those 2 corners. Really simple little double crochet 2 together, and that way you're not adding stitches in, you're working those 2 spaces, and you end up with a nice neat edge on your blankie. So I'm just working a basic granny all the way along until I get to those 2 joining corners. There we go. Those are my last 3 in that little space. So what you're going to be doing is, you're going to be working a decreased stitch across those 2 corners, and you're going to basically be working a granny shell across those 2 corners. So we're going to start by popping 1 double crochet into that first corner space. Then we're going to double crochet 2 together across those 2 corner spaces. So yarn over, insert your hook into that first corner space, yarn over through those 2, yarn over into the next corner space. Be careful that you don't work into that gap, into that next corner space, and you're just going to pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3, and you've got your double crochet 2 together. So you've now got 2 stitches. Remember, you need 3 for a granny shell, and then you're just going to pop a double crochet into that last space. And I just want to make a shell here so you can see what that looks like. And there you go. You can see that also neatens your edges up nicely. And you can see we haven't added any stitches in there, so you will have no wobbles at the end of your blanket. And that is a continuous join as you go. Not so difficult.